Hi everybody, Jay the Fish Guy here. Little bit of an update with my personal tanks today. Some of you keen-eyed viewers might notice that the tank to my left looks a little bit different than the one that's been here in recent videos where I've been in the same spot. That's because I graduated finally to a larger tank at home. Managed to convince the wife to rearrange the living room and fit a 6-foot tank in here. So the previous tank I had, I'll shoot a link up at the top of a previous video I did. That was the 120 I did with a 3D background. Ended up running into a situation where my client needed the background more than I did. I couldn't get that particular background anymore, and he really wanted it, so who am I to argue with a good customer? So I was a little sad to see the 3D background go, but you know, I still made the most of the tank, did a black background, had some fish in there that I wanted, some others that just kind of ended up in there anyway. So good friends of mine are moving, and I built this tank for them. I think it was 2.5 years ago now, and it's probably been one of my I have so many favorites, but definitely one of my favorite tanks, and definitely my favorite 3D background that I've ever installed. So let me pan out real quick and show you guys the tank and let you see it. Alright, so this is a classic 180 gallon. So the dimensions are 6 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. And it's just a great size tank. As far as 6-footers go, it's still being reasonable, being able to reach the bottom and reach towards the back. It's just a very friendly size, whether you're doing freshwater or salt water. It's one of my favorite 6-foot size tanks. So the fish I have in here now, let's see if I can get you a little bit closer and see some of them. They're kind of hanging out. It's the end of the day. We'll see if they'll cooperate without getting too much glare here. Top right corner, if I can, oh, there he goes. This guy is a Parrot Tilapia species from Madagascar, and depending on who you talk to, there's some I'm not going to say argument, but discussion about the exact species names. There's two. There's a small spot variant and a large spot variant. This guy happens to be the large spot, also the green spot version. Very cool fish. I have a group of 3 of them in here. I got 2 of the classic bushy nose plecos, albinos. I have a gibiceps, however you want to pronounce it, sailfin pleco growing up. There's a Synodontis, a zebra Synodontis hybrid that's hanging out there that was kind of an adoption. And I have a red shoulder or redhead severum that was also an adoption. So the main focus of this tank is actually going to be the Parrot Tilapia. I'm hoping to end up with a breeding pair of them, but that may or may not happen. We'll see what's in the cards as far as the 3 that I have. I know 3 is not a very big number, but fingers crossed. I had a few more, but there was some fighting amongst the juveniles, and I ended up losing 2. But the thing that really makes it with this tank is definitely the 3D background. So like I said, this is a 2-foot tank, front to back. See if I can get around here without knocking into anything. So you can see how far the background actually comes. The tree trunk itself, the branches, or not branches, but the base of the trunk actually extends all the way to the front of the tank. So it takes up a fair amount of space in the tank, but you get a look that just, I know it's hard to tell with video, but in person it's just an amazing looking tank. And I'm going to keep it fairly lightly stocked. Just keep the Parrot Tilapia and the other little guys I showed you. Maybe another cichlid or 2 might find their way in there, depending what comes across on my list doing orders, but going to keep it fairly light. It's just very exciting to get a new big tank, and especially this one particular tank with this 3D background. It's just an awesome setup. It's got a Flooville Fx6 filter on it. I managed to hide the intake behind the insert The insert is only siliconed and placed on either side, and then a few places underneath where it meets the bottom glass. So this is actually acting almost like an undergravel. The water is getting pulled through underneath the insert to the back, and then you can see the output of the filter right there. And that's it. You know, the heater is tucked away back there. The only thing you see is just that output fan nozzle there. Everything else is hidden. I really love the clean looks, you know, no equipment, no cords. You know, I got my magnet scraper in there, but, you know, I don't always keep it in there. Just, again, little things like that bug me. I know it's not a saltwater tank. I know it's not a reef tank. My personal life just really doesn't allow. I don't have the free time between, you know, doing tanks for a living every day, day in, day out, and then coming home and having all the kiddos and homework and quality time. I need to be able to have a tank that can be on autopilot, and this definitely is it. You know, I do my water changes, but not much else. And, you know, that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. If you're not a subscriber, please click the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.